The Fort Worth chapter of the Texas Society of CPAs is a group of 2,400 certified public accountants in North Texas. The chapter provides services like continuing education and updates on tax changes to area CPAs. The chapter also organizes volunteer and community projects. On February 10th, members volunteered for a service the chapter provides every year with the Fort Worth Star-Telegram, the local area newspaper. Members of the Fort Worth chapter get together at the offices of the Star-Telegram to take calls from the public about taxes. Called the Tax Hotline, this call-in is a free resource to the public to answer their important tax questions. In the weeks prior to the hotline, the Star-Telegram promotes to its readers that a live CPA will be available to handle their calls. This year, 25 members were on hand to answer about 600 phone calls over a 4-hour period.
You know, it's a nice thing to do. Every year I'm always amazed by the questions that come in. I do this for a living. I don't really think I have that much knowledge until you get calls in, and so it is a nice thing to do. I mean, we got calls from lots of different folks and they all need help.
And the call-in provides a great way to network with the community, give something back to the community.
This is a good way to volunteer. It's easy Sunday afternoon, and it's really giving something back to the public, right? Everybody frets around tax time.
I believe this service is important to the community because of the service it provides to the average taxpayer trying to deal with a very complicated set of rules and regulations.
Well, I think it's important that people in the community have somewhere to go that they can get reliable answers to their questions, because there's a lot of places like their neighbor where it's not reliable and it's a guesstimate.
I think the hotline, the call-in for anybody who needs help is important, because there's so many people out there who don't understand the tax laws or the complexity of it and the changes, daily changes that's happening. And with our knowledge, I think we can help people who don't have an understanding.
A CPA is required to have license. A CPA is required to have continuing education every year. A CPA has certain ethical standards that they have to abide by, and therefore they have a higher level of training than the retail tax preparer.
Well, I would like to think that we could rely a little bit more on a CPA's advice. They've sat through long hours of classes, they've taken exams to prove their worth. They've attained a professional level that you get from a CPA certification that you don't get specifically from a retail preparer.
Did my advice get someone out of trouble today? Yes, I would say so. There were a couple of individuals who had their houses foreclosed on, and you know, that's a significant amount of money no matter what kind of house that you live in. So definitely felt like we helped that person, and they'll pay less tax because of it, and actually pay no tax because of the new tax law.
Oh, I think I helped some people out. I gave some people some credits I didn't know they could take, and then some people were worried about filing mistakes or things like that, so I think we helped a few people out, definitely.
I think the advice today probably didn't get people out of trouble, but prevented them from making a mistake where they would have not claimed some income they should have claimed.
The issues that are facing the Tarrant County taxpayers are, where do I record my lease bonus payment for filing under the Barnett shell?
There's some confusion because the payments that are being reported by the oil and gas company are being reported as royalty payments, when truly for the first payment it's a lease bonus, not truly a royalty payment, so that's causing a little bit of confusion for the taxpayer.
People who are getting mutual fund 1099s now with large capital gains distributions and are flabbergasted by it. Many of them are having all of their income from mutual funds reinvested, so they haven't seen any cash, but they're having to come up with money for taxes.
¿Cuánto tiempo presentó su declaración? ¿La presentó por correo o electrónico?
These type of resources are very few and limited for the Spanish-speaking community. The IRS does have some publications in Spanish, but I think hearing it voiced by somebody in Spanish is a big comfort for the Spanish-speaking community. They're designed to be compliant just like the English-speaking community is, and so they're designed to do things right as well, and so I think it's important for them to know they have these resources.
Every volunteer of the TSCPA Tax Hotline understands that the P in CPA stands for public. They are proud of their contribution and the opportunity to use their skills and technical knowledge to help the public understand tax issues. For more information about this event or other TSCPA services, contact the Fort Worth Chapter TSCPA at 817-335-5055 or visit fortworthcpa.org.